For the figure 140, 141, 142, which displacement from the localizer centerline and glide slope indicates you are high and to the left of the ILS course? Answer, 141, figure 141. A hazardous situation can. Which condition would cause the altimeter to indicate lower than actual altitude? Answer, air temperature warmer than standard. A hazardous situation can occur when true altitude is lower than indicated altitude. This can occur when your altimeter is set to 29.92 inches. Answer, in colder than standard air temperature. In technically advanced aircraft, altitude and heading data is supplied by the answer AHRS. AHRS. For stabilized approach, what is the maximum descent rate during the final stage of a precision approach? Answer, 1,000 feet per minute. Prior to beginning a GPS approach, the pilot must verify the validity of the database. One method of doing this is to answer, determine the waypoints are logically located and in correct order as per the procedure chart. The glide path qualification source limits the height of obstructions between answer, decision altitude, and runway thresholds. While on an IFR flight plan at 7,000 feet, you encounter structural icing. You know that clear conditions are a few hundred feet above you. You contact ATC and request a climb to 9,000 feet, but they are unable to give it to you. You then request VFR on top clearance to 7,500 feet, which is granted. When you accept this clearance, your IFR clearance is answer, still in effect. For the figure 177, when flying the ILS runway 36 left approach, you make the decision to land when? Answer, you see the approach lights. You see the approach lights. When converting from conventional instrument to primary flight display, PFD, experienced pilots of conventional instruments tend to answer, fixate on correcting for altitude deviation as small as 2 feet, small as 2 feet. Refer to figure 184. What are the hours of operations local time of the tower for the Yakima Air Terminal when daylight savings time is not in effect? Answer, 0600 to 2200. Refer to figure 162. You're on a visual approach to runway 16R at Eugene Malone Sweetfield at night and do not see the center line lights. You are likely, answer, lined up on the wrong runway. For figure 230 and 231, what minimum navigation equipment is required to complete the VOR, DME, or GPSA procedure at Baldwin Muni? Answer, one VOR receiver and DME or GPS. In order to fly the LPV minima line on the RNAV GPS approach, the AFM must contain a statement verifying that the installed equipment supports LPV performance. Answer. Let me repeat the question. In order to fly the LPV minima line on the RNAV GPS approach, answer, the AFM must contain a statement verifying that the installed equipment supports LPV performance. When planning a random IFR route, it is a good rule of thumb to avoid restricted and prohibited areas by at least answer 3 nautical miles. 3 nautical miles. For the figure 148, ignore the arrow and instead assume that the directional gyro indicates a turn to the left. Which system has malfunctioned? If both the artificial horizon and directional gyro are providing false indications. Answer: vacuum pump or AC power. For obstacle departure procedures, an obstacle departure procedure allows obstacle clearance without turns for answer 400 feet above airport elevation. For the figure 195 and 196, you are on the ground just prior to run up when you notice that the cloud level has dropped. Rather than exiting the plane, how can you contact flight service station for an updated weather briefing? Answer: 122.35 and 800 992 7433. For the figure 99, the HSI presentation presents GPS navigation to a GPS waypoint. What indication is represented by HSI presentation E, echo? Answer: northeast of the waypoint. Northeast of the waypoint. Refer to figure 99. HSI represents GPS navigation to a GPS waypoint. What indication is represented by HSI presentation F? Answer: south of the waypoint, 180-degree bearing from the waypoint. South of the waypoint and 180-degree bearing from the waypoint. If while on an instrument approach control advises you of inoperative equipment, you must answer: increase minimums to that of the inoperative equipment. Refer to figure 236. If you are cleared for the straight-in LOC runway 32 approach at Dothan Regional DHN from over Oaldy, OALDY, you have to answer: proceed on the approach segment without making a procedure turn. GPS systems certified for IFR route, en route, and terminal operations may be used to answer: fly the aircraft along a DME arc. Abrupt head movement during a prolonged constant rate turn in IMC or simulated instrument conditions can cause the illusion of answer: turning or accelerating on a different axis. You are within 2 nautical miles of the final approach fix on the GPS approach and notice that the approach mode enunciation disappeared. In this situation, you know that you answer must fly the published missed approach procedure. Refer to figure 210, cleared for the approach about to pass HUNEE. On the ILS runway 6, Bradley Approach Control advises you that the approach light system has lost all power. You should answer: increase minimums to RVR 4000 to begin the approach. Your IFR clearance is to fly MEA on the airway that includes an MCA. When you arrive at the MCA waypoint, you should answer: be at the designated crossing altitude. For the figure 87, where is the VOR COP when flying west of Victor 306 from Lake Charles to Dayzeta? Answer: 50 nautical miles west of Lake Charles. What is the purpose of preferred IFR routes? What is the purpose of preferred IFR routes? Answer: to increase system efficiency and capacity. A pilot may conduct a contact approach. Answer: if ATC approves the PIC's request to do so. For the figure 141 indicates that. Answer: you are above glide slope and to the left of the localizer. For the figure 99, the HSI represents GPS navigation to a GPS waypoint. What indication is represented by HSI presentation A? Answer: west of the waypoint, 100-degree bearing to the waypoint. For the figure 99, HSI represents GPS navigation to a GPS waypoint. What indication is represented by presentation C? Answer: south of the waypoint, 350-degree bearing to the waypoint. For the figure 159, how would you enter holding at SOVDE during the missed approach from DRO ILS or LOC DME runway 3 approach? Answer: direct. For the figure 87, while flying east on Victor 194, ATC instructs you to hold east of Temco on Victor 194 standard turns. What entry procedure is recommended? Answer: parallel. Flight at the MOCA assures. Answer: acceptable navigational signal coverage within 25 SM on off-airway routes. Refer to figure 236. You have just executed a missed approach from your original destination. What are the landing minimums that you're at your alternate, the ILS runway 32 at Dothan Regional? Answer: 200 AGL, half SM. For the figure 114, the pilot receives this ATC clearance cleared to the ABC Vortex, hold south on the 180 radial, left turns. Answer: what is the recommended procedure to enter the holding pattern? Answer: parallel. 114, hold south, 180, left turns, parallel only. For the figure 192, you have been cleared for the VOR DME-B approach to PRB in a Category D aircraft. Consider the IAP only specifies circling minimums. Under what condition could you perform straight-in landing on runway 31? Answer: straight-in landing may be performed on runway 31 if runway 31 is in sight and the aircraft is in a position to make a normal approach. Answer: figure 192. A straight-in landing may be performed if runway 31 is in sight and the aircraft is in position to make normal approach. For the figure 71, what is the MCA over the HUG, UE, NOT, VOR? HO, HUO. Answer: start climb to 4,000 feet over HO, HUO, northbound on Victor 273. The minimum safe altitude depicted in the MSA circle on IAP are intended for. Answer: emergency use. Emergency use. For the figure 96 and 97, to which HSI does the aircraft in position 11 correspond? Answer: Position 11, I. If GPS frame is lost while flying IFR route en route, you should answer, advise ATC and continue while actively monitoring required alternate navigational systems. When might you expect ATC to issue a visual approach as you approach your destination on an instrument flight plan? Answer: when ATC deems it beneficial and weather is reported as 1,000 feet and visibility 3 SM. A 180-degree turn at half standard rate would take, answer, 120 seconds. 120 seconds. For the figure 236, you are inbound to 2,600 feet via the initial approach fix OALDY for the ILS runway 32 approach at Dothan Regional. You should answer, proceed inbound at 2,600 feet to CABTA, then descend to 2,200 feet to the FAF. For the figure 87 and 88, you are westbound on Victor 222, and ATC asks you to report reaching a false intersection. To identify false intersection, you should answer, adjust the obs for number 2 to 142, and expect the needle to center soon. For the figure 71, ATC has issued an amended clearance as follows. Cleared IGN. For the figure 71, ATC has issued an amended clearance as follows. Cleared IGN Victor 58 Helon Victor 213 Sax. Calculate the time and fuel required to fly the amended route. Reading the explanation. First, be sure to choose 41 minutes and 12 gallons as your answer because it's what testing computers are scoring as correct, even though another choice is closer, as you will see below. If you solve this question, you will likely calculate that the answer is close to 36 minutes. However, you cannot choose 36 minutes answer on the real FAA test because it will be scored wrong. Many people have decided to try 36-minute answer anyway. They have all been scored wrong. Leg 1. The IGN to Helon leg is 21 nautical miles, 21 NM, on the magnetic course 2A2. Using your flight computer and the given window and task, you calculate a ground speed of 112 knots, which yields a time of 11 minutes. Helon to Sax is 38 nautical miles, and the magnetic course is of 209. You're using the flight computer and the given winds and tasks. You calculate a ground speed of 92 knots, which yields a time of 25 minutes. The total two legs is 36 minutes, but again, do not choose 36 minutes on the answer, the real test, because you will be scored wrong. So, airspeed 110 knots, average fuel consumption 17 gallons per hour. Wind is 180 by 20. Altitude is 6,000 feet. Answer is 41 minutes, 12 gallons. 41 minutes and 12 gallons. For the figure 247, you are en route to RAL, and ATIS indicates that you are landing runway 9 inbound from PIRRO to JASER. You experience complete two-way radio failure How should you proceed? Answer: proceed inbound, complete the approach, and land on runway 9. While taxiing for departure on an IFR flight, you notice that the attitude indicator tilts more than 10 degrees while making turns. You determine answer that the aircraft cannot be flown under IFR. While arriving at the final of a GPS approach in IMC conditions, you notice that the approach mode is not active. How does that affect the approach? Answer: immediately execute the missed approach procedure. Refer to figure 8.7, where is the VOR COP when flying on V70 from the Lake Charles LCH Vortac to the Sabine Pass VOR DME? Answer: the halfway point. Halfway point. For the figure 114, you receive this ATC clearance. November 270 Bravo Charlie cleared to the ABC Vortac, hold northwest on the 330 radio. What is the recommended procedure to enter the holding pattern? 114 330 radio. Direct only. Direct only. For the figure 113, you receive this clearance. Cleared to the XYZ Vortac, hold north on the 360 radio. What is the recommended procedure for entering this pattern? North 360, parallel only. Refer to figure 150. The heading indicator shows a turn to the left. Which instrument should be used to determine bank? Answer: attitude indicator. For the figure, refer to Legend 32 and figure 227. ATC has instructed you to expect the ILS runway 35 approach to APA. How are the minimums affected when you learn that the MALSR lighting system is out of service? Answer: increase the visibility requirement by quarter mile, 1/4 a mile. For the figure 109, ATC has instructed you to fly present position and direct the VOR. You will turn to a heading of approximately 190 degrees. Answer: 190. What do instrument departure procedures enable? Answer: a pre-planned IFR obstruction clearance route from the terminal area to the en route structure. While flying under IFR, which of the following equipment is required? Answer: navigational equipment suitable to the route to be flown. You are flying IFR, an aircraft equipped with GPS, no WAS. Your destination airport approach requires GPS. Any alternate airport must have an instrument approach procedure. Answer: that is not GPS based. That is not GPS based. For figure 87, while flying on Victor 194, ATC instructs you to hold east of Temco on Victor 194 left turns. What entry procedure is recommended? Answer: teardrop. Reading explanation. Give information. Outbound leg and holding east. Hold east. Holding radial 67 degrees. Inbound holding course to the fix 247 degrees, opposite of the holding radial. Turn direction left. Aircraft course to the fix 67 degrees. Although there are dozens of techniques for determining the proper holding pattern entry procedure, direct, teardrop, or parallel, For any given holding pattern, we apply the AIM holding pattern breakdown outlined in AIM Chapter 5, Section 3, because that is the method that FAA is using to score holding entries. Shepherd Air's holding video is available on this URL. Applying the AIM breakdown method is to given conditions is this question. You should arrive at the following 3 entry sectors. Answer: direct entry in the sector from 137 degrees bearing from the fix, counterclockwise around the 117 degree bearing from the fix. Teardrop entry in the sector from 317 degrees from the fix, counterclockwise around to 247 degrees bearing from the fix. Parallel entry is from 247 degree bearing from the fix, counterclockwise around to 137 degrees bearing from the fix. Course. The course to the holding fix is 67 degrees, located on the 247 bearing from the fix. Places us on a line between parallel and teardrop entries. The order procedure of holding pattern entries when we are on the line between 2 entry types is normally direct first, teardrop second, and then lastly parallel. So we expect that the pilot was to select the teardrop entry. For the figure 234, you are cleared for the ILS runway 18 at Lincoln Municipal and have received local altimeter setting when crossing Clown. You observe a glide slope warning flag. Which of the following is true? Answer: you may descend to 1,780 MSL while tracking the localizer inbound. For the figure 157, you have been cleared for the ILS runway 11 circle to land runway 29 at GJT. What are your landing minimums in an airplane with 100 knot approach speed? Answer: 5,380 to 1. Refer to figure 86 and 87, referring to the CDI indicator numbers 1 and 4. What is your position along Victor 20 as you fly westbound? Answer: slightly south of Victor 20 past Mott's intersection. Refer to figure 87 while flying east on Victor 194 at 8,000 feet. ATC instructs you to hold west of Temco on Victor 194 standard turns. What entry procedure is recommended? Answer: direct. Refer to figure 196. The ceiling is 300 feet AGL. Visibility is 2.5 miles. ATC has cleared you for runway 4 LOC approach to HOU after EISEN. The approach lighting system goes out. What actions are you required to take? Answer: raise visibility requirement by half mile. During a left turn, the primary flight display indicates high airspeed and nose low pitch attitude. What actions are required to return the aircraft to level flight? Answer: reduce power, level the wings, and bring pitch attitude to level flight. For the figure 234, you are cleared for the ILS runway 18 at Lincoln Municipal and have received local altimeter setting. ATC clears you direct to Lincoln Vortex at 5,000 feet. At what point can you descend to 3,200 feet? Answer: when crossing Lincoln Vortex outbound. For the figure 223, you are established on the LOC approach over CYCLN and the glide slope is inoperative. Which MDA do you use? Answer: 1320, 1320. For the figure 78, when flying southbound on Victor 187 towards Billings, what is the minimum crossing altitude? Answer: 6,500. For the figure 168, you are flying a turbojet aircraft when ATC gives you the following clearance: Cessna 209 November Bravo cleared to Carla Bonham 6 arrival, cross Carla at 1000, expect runway 13L. What does ATC expect you to commence? When does ATC expect you to commence your descent? Answer: at pilot's discretion. Refer to figure 247. ATC has cleared you to SLI with RAL as your destination, and ATIS indicates they are landing runway 09. Before reaching SLI, you experience complete two-way radio failure. How should you proceed? Answer: upon reaching SLI, proceed to JASER and then continue the ILS runway 9 IAB. For the figure 87, you are west of the Sabine Pass VOR, flying east on Victor 194 at 9,000 MSL. ATC informs you of a delay in your arrival and instructs you to hold south of SBI on the 180 radio. What entry procedure is recommended? Answer: direct. Once established in a turn, the miniature airplane on the turn coordinator indicates. Answer: rate of turn. Spatial disorientation can be mitigated during instrument flight by. Answer: relying on the instruments. MOCA ensures navigational signal reception within 22 nautical miles, 22 nm of the VOR station. MOCA ensures. Answer: navigation signal reception within 22 nm of the VOR station. For the figure 44, can you depart from Dallas-Fort Worth International Area 6 under special VFR? Answer: SVFR is not permitted. Prior to beginning a GPS approach, the pilot must verify the validity of the database. One method of doing this is to. Answer: determine the waypoints and the transition coincide with the names on the procedure charts. Do regulations permit you to act as pilot in command of a helicopter in IMC if you hold a private pilot certificate with ASEL airplane instrument rating, rotor category, and helicopter class rating? Answer, no. You must hold either an unrestricted airline transport pilot helicopter certificate or a helicopter instrument rating. Except in blowing sand or snow, the weather condition normally associated with unstable air is, answer, good visibility. The average height of the troposphere in the mid latitudes is, answer, 37,000. The primary cause of all changes in the Earth's weather is, answer, variation in solar energy received by the Earth's regions. What causes surface winds to flow across the isobars at an angle rather than parallel to the isobars? Answer, surface friction. Which force in the northern hemisphere acts at a right angle to the wind and deflects it to the right until parallel to the isobars? Answer, Coriolis. The presence of wet snow at your flight altitude indicates that freezing level is, answer, above you. What precipitation type normally indicates freezing rain at a higher altitude? Answer, ice pellets. Steady precipitation, in contrast to showers preceding a front, is an indication of, answer, stratiform clouds with little or no turbulence. Which weather phenomenon is always associated with the passage of a frontal system? Answer, a wind change. What type of clouds are associated with the most severe turbulence? Answer, towering cumulonimbus. When should a pilot consider the possibility of wind shear? Answer, with either a wind shift or a wind speed gradient at any level in the atmosphere. What is an important characteristic of wind shear? It may be associated with either a wind shift or a wind speed gradient at any level in the atmosphere. Where can a wind shear associated with a thunderstorm be found? Choose the most complete answer. Answer, on all sides of the thunderstorm cell and directly under the cell. Where do squall lines most often develop? Answer, ahead of a cold front. During the life cycle of a thunderstorm, which stage is characterized predominantly by downdrafts? Answer, dissipating. If you inadvertently fly into a severe turbulence, what is the safest course of action? Maintain a, answer, level flight attitude. Airborne weather avoidance radar. Answer, cannot assure avoidance of clouds or fog. Under which condition does advection fog usually form? Answer, moist air moving over colder ground or water. A jet stream is defined as wind of, answer, 50 knots or greater. Strength and location of the jet stream is normally, answer, weaker and further north in the summer. The station originating the following weather report has a field elevation of 1,300 feet MSL. From the bottom of the overcast cloud layer, what is its thickness? Parentheses, tops of OVC are reported at 3,800 feet. Specie KOKC 2228 Zulu 28024 G36 KT 3/4 SM broken 008 overcast 020 28/23 Alpha 3000. Answer, 500 feet. What condition is reported in this METAR? METAR KBNA Kilo Bravo November Alpha 281 250 Zulu, 28, 1250 Zulu, 330, 18 knot, 290 Victor 360, half SM, R31, 2,700 feet, SN, BL, SN, FG, VV 008, 00 hype dash M03, 2991, RMK, RAE, 42 SNB 42. Answer: obscured sky with vertical visibility at 800 feet. A pilot planning to depart 1100 Zulu on an IFR flight is periodically concerned about hazards of icing. What surface reflects the most accurate information on icing conditions, current and forecast at the time of departure? Answer: pilot weather reports, PIREPs, AirMets, and SIGMETs. What was the location of the aircraft at the time of the PIREP? UAOV OKC 06 3064 TM 1522 FL 080 TP C172 TA 04 WV Whiskey Vector 245040 TB LGT RM in clear. Answer: 64 nautical miles on 63-degree radial from Oklahoma City VOR. What distance from the center of the runway complex does terminal aerodrome forecast extend? Answer: 5 statute miles. If a TAF includes the notification VRB, expect winds. Answer: 6 knots or less. If you see 9,900 on the winds and temperature aloft forecast, FB, what wind speed would you expect? Answer: light and variable or less than 5 knots. When is the temperature at one of the forecast altitudes omitted at specific location or station in the winds and temperatures aloft forecast? FD. Answer: when that level is within 2,500 feet of the station elevation. When reviewing the winds aloft forecast for flight planning purposes, you should know that the values are reported in true direction and knots. For the figure 2, what approximate wind direction, speed, and temperature relative to ISA should a pilot expect when planning for the... You can't from me if you want.
It's okay. Now I gotta go back. I'm not even on break. I just needed to stretch my legs. It's very boring.
When planning for a flight over PSB at flight level 270. Answer: 255-degree true and 93 knots ISA plus 6 Celsius. For the figure 2, what approximate wind direction, speed, and temperature relative to ISA should a pilot expect when planning for a flight over EMI at flight level 270? Answer: 265 degrees true, 100 knots ISA plus 3 degrees Celsius. Refer to figure 7. What weather conditions are predicted within the Area 7? Answer: forecast 4/8 to 6/8 coverage with cumulonimbus to flight level 530. For figure 7, what conditions are predicted within Area 6? Visually embedded cumulonimbus up to flight level 450. You can expect to see an operating rotating beacon at an airport during daylight hours when ceiling and visibility are recorded below. Answer 1,000 feet and or 3 miles. Absence of sky conditions and visibility on an ATIS broadcast specifically implies that. Answer: visibility is 5 miles or more, and the ceiling is more than 5,000 feet. What is the expected duration of individual microbursts? Answer: seldom longer than 15 minutes from the time the burst strikes the ground until dissipation. Maximum downdrafts in a microburst encounter may be as strong as 6,000 feet per minute. 6,000 feet per minute. While flying on an ILS approach, pilot enters a microburst and encounters a headwind of 45 knots. What is the total shear the pilot can expect as they traverse the microburst? Answer: 90 knots. 90 knots. For the figure 13, while flying on an ILS approach, which aircraft will climb above the glide slope without changing pitch or power while passing through a microburst? Answer: 1. No change without changing pitch or power while passing through a microburst. 1. For the figure 13, the aircraft in position 3 will experience which effect in a microburst encounter? Answer: strong downdraft. While flying a 3-degree glide slope, a constant tailwind shears to a calm wind. Which condition should the pilot expect? Answer: airspeed and pitch attitude increase, and there is a tendency to go above glide slope. Thrust is managed to maintain IAS and glide slope and is being flown. What characteristics should be observed when a headwind shears to be a constant tailwind? Answer: pitch attitude decreases. Required thrust increased, reduced, vertical speed increases, IAS decreases, then increases to approach speed. The amount of water vapor which air can hold largely depends on. Answer: air temperature. What type of clouds can be expected when an unstable air mass is forced to ascend a mountain slope? Answer: clouds with extensive vertical development. For the figure 13, if involved in a microburst encounter, in which aircraft position will most severe downdraft occur? 3 and 4. Answer: 3 and 4. Clouds, fog, or dew will always form when? Answer: water vapor condenses. Which of the following combinations of weather producing variables would likely result in cumuliform type clouds, good visibility, rain showers, and possible clear type icing in clouds? Answer: unstable moist air and orographic lifting. You are on the DME arc at 5,000 feet AGL, and winds are from the southwest of 25 knots. At 25 knots. Winds at the surface are from the south at 10 knots. What causes the difference in wind speed and direction at surface? Answer: friction between surface and winds. The friction between surface and winds. If you are using airborne weather radar to avoid thunderstorms, you should be aware that. Answer: you may encounter hail several miles from the clouds. While en route to destination, you receive approach clearance and descend to the final approach altitude. After configuring the airplane for landing by extending landing gear and flaps, the nose pitches down, suspecting ice, contaminated tailplane stall, ICTS, you should answer partially or completely retract the flaps and prepare for a no-flap approach and landing. When you encounter icing with the autopilot engaged, you should be aware that answer may be best to periodically disengage the autopilot and hand fly the aircraft. Which is true regarding recovery procedures from aerodynamic stalls due to structural icing? Answer: some measures for recovery from ICTS are opposite of those for recovery from wing stall. What is the RVR? METAR KOKC 011955 Zulu Auto 220 -15G 25 knot 180 Victor 250 3/4 SM R17L 2,600 feet and plus TSRA broken OVC 010CB 16-18 or hyphen -18 A2992 RMK 0 A02 TSB 25 TS OHD MOV ESLP 132. Answer: 2,600 feet on runway 17L. 2,600 feet on runway 17L.
Oh, wait. No. You know, actually.
Done?